we're looking forward to going to Ole Miss. Man, what a great offense they have. So many weapons. Starts with their quarterback, but certainly Deckins is a wonderful running back, and they have two of them, actually, and their defense is playing so much better this year, and physical, and just a huge challenge for us. Great wideouts, tight ends, O-line's good, huge challenge for us. But, we're really looking forward to going over to Oxford and playing.
First up is Dan Harrelson at USA Today Sports.
Hey, Coach. Hope you're doing well. Wanted to get your thoughts on the Guardian caps that you guys wear during practices. Of course, it helps out with concussions and all that good stuff.
Well, we have cut down our concussions significantly in practice. I think we went the entire spring ball and did not have one last year. I think a lot of it has to do with on days, off days, on days. I think the concussions rise as you have consecutive practices and consecutive hitting practices. So I think we've been educated on how far you can go there without having a spiders practice or a walkthrough, and that's some things like that. So I think the education's helped us as well, but I certainly believe in them. And, when Coach Odom was here, he's the one that really talked to me about them because they used them at Missouri when he was the head coach up there. And I think it's made a difference. It has in numbers.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Next is Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports.
Yeah, Sam, as you mentioned on Monday, you're going to shuffle up some things on the offensive line. We've seen that in practice. I'm just curious how it's looked to you through 2 days of practice.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of different reasons to shuffle your line. One is to get attention, get the attention of your guys that are playing. One of them is a changing up that would hopefully help you perform better. I like where we're at after day 2. We have some things to clean up, but I do like some of the moves that we've made. I like them. We're a work in progress, but I think we can get there by Saturday and what we want to get accomplished.
And one of those moves is Kudus getting a look at center. I'm just curious how comfortable you are with him. If you do make that move, him being a young guy, making his first start at a new position on the road in a tough environment like Ole Miss is with him.
Well, I wouldn't have moved him in there if I didn't think he could do it. So I'm comfortable with how he's looked in practice. Obviously, Bo still has that opportunity to play there as well, but I'm comfortable with how he was excited to move in there. I think he wants to be the center, which obviously makes a big deal. But I'm comfortable with his first 2 practice days. I thought it went well on Monday. We had a little bit more noise. That takes a little bit to get used to because it's just different. When you clap and have noise, it's different than if you say set hut. And so those things are just something he's got to get used to, and he's working awful hard at it.
Thanks, Coach.
Next is Jackson Fuller of Southwest Times Record.
Hey, good morning, Sam. Just curious, 2 days through practice without Luke, what have you seen from the tight ends? And, how much does the offense, kind of change without him? Does it change? And, what adjustments do you guys have to make missing him this week?
Well, I don't, the change in offense would be due to we just have to get better, So some of the things that we might do would be going into that. We're very comfortable with the other tight ends that we have. Sometimes opportunity, you'll find out more about a guy than obviously if he's standing over the sideline. So I'm very comfortable with the tight ends we have. Or will we change some? We might, because, we always do a little bit, just trying to attack the defense that we're getting ready to play. But very comfortable with how it's gone the first 2 days, and obviously very sorry that we don't have Luke. It's just a great kid, but we'll go ahead and I don't know who's on there, but somebody's whispering. But anyway, we're going to be fine, and we haven't changed much.
Yeah, and you mentioned on Monday with the tight ends that it was an open competition. Is that something that's going to carry over into maybe, I don't know, the first quarter, second quarter of Ole Miss too, to see who's got the hot hand, or would you like to kind of have some sort of rotation established going into the game before you get there?
Yeah, and we do. If there is rotation, we have that established every Saturday. So to answer your question, it's a good question. To answer your question, we'll make our decision on Friday after we've looked at all the tape and all those type things, and then we'll have a plan on how to do it. That competition, at least for that game, will be over throughout the week's work, and then go from there.
Thanks, Sam.
Next will be Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette.
Hey, Sam, backup linebackers got more reps against A&M than maybe they had the last couple of games. I'm wondering, and they were involved in 2 takeaways as well. I'm wondering what you make of maybe the overall depth and what you're getting at linebacker right now.
Well, I think we figured out that we can't play an extreme amount of reps in a row with any of our linebackers, and so, which is not a negative. It's just we play better if we're able to play faster and harder like anybody would. But obviously 28 is a guy. Jaheim is a guy that's probably our most consistent right now. But I've liked where Greer's coming. He's finally healthy, so that certainly helps. His Spence, I think he played 11 plays the other day in big personnel, 12 personnel, and of course Cook is a guy that's playing anywhere from 11 to 20 plays a game. So it's just keeping this pressure out there when Pooh and Jaheim are out there. But I have liked the progress. We have gotten takeaways this year, and we just need to continue to do that. But I like the progress of that linebacker group.
Thinking back to KJ's performance in this game 2 years ago, with all his family members and all, I think he accounted for 6 touchdowns. Was that about the prime KJ as you've seen as a starting quarterback here?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously played some good games, but that one certainly sticks out. We tried to invite anybody that he's even like second cousins and all that this week. Anybody who he's halfway related to. No, seriously, it certainly was one of his better games. Going back home, everybody needs motivation, and we try to do that as well. But a man that has inner motivation plays a lot better than if he's trying to get it externally from a coach or something like that. Everybody has to have a reason, and certainly he had his a couple of years ago. We hope he does again.
Okay, thanks.
Steve Moulton of WZZN.
Coach, I always appreciate the time you give this weekly here on the teleconference. I wanted to ask, the Division I Council approved changes to the transfer windows, and of course it's not completely done, but what would be your thoughts on the portal window going from 60 days to 45, Coach?
Yeah, I'd take it down to, if it's up to me, I'd take it down lower than that, but I think it's headed in the right direction. I think kids know if they're going to transfer during the season, let alone having to have a month to decide. I think you're asking for some problems, especially if they go home and they're away from us on campus. But I do think we're heading in the right direction. I think the confusion on this a little bit is the window's open and closed. That's not necessarily true. It's open to get into the 30 days to get into the portal. The recruiting of that can be a long time. And so I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm happy that we are, but I still think the length of getting into the portal is too long.
Well, Coach, you mentioned Ole Miss defensively being different. I'm wondering what you see out of Pete Golding's defense, and how similar is it scheme-wise when he was at Alabama, or are you seeing maybe some uniqueness to his defense at Ole Miss?
Yeah, good question. There's a lot more movement than any time prior that, I played Alabama. I think that's because he has really good team speed, and he uses that. Very, very physical group. I really like the way that the secondary attacks. They're very, very good tacklers, and they'll knock the heck out of you. Linebackers are good, but you asked me schematically, if I had to answer that, it would be that they move more, they twist more. They do some things versus a run a little bit more than what I've seen in his past.
Thank you, Coach.
That's going to be all for today, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.